in our problem, but why is it not one of the president of Burkina Faso are standing up for their country? Why is it the president of Liberia is not standing up? Why is it the president of Suriname is not standing up? Even Guinea, Ghana is okay, Nigeria, and we have other countries. Why are they not standing up?
Sorry,
Why are
the
they
next
not
line.
standing up?
Sorry,
It's kind of so frustrating. Hold on. It's kind of so frustrating that we saying the same thing all the time, but we are not looking at the mindset of most of our leaders in Africa. Our leaders and us are the problem. You might think that we are not the problem. Yes, we are. But because of Ibrahim Traoré accepting the record, I am so proud in my spirit right now to see all the youth from those videos. The protest that is on social media is huge. I was thinking that Liberia wasn't part of it, but I saw they have 2 places in Liberia that are part of it, and they have 2 places in Nigeria. They have Cameroon, they have Ghana, but I didn't get anything but Guinea or Ivory Coast. So when we're talking about this thing all the time, the West, the West, the West, the West, the West, the West, but we don't talk about ourselves. And this man will bring unity among ourselves. We're still not united yet. We are not united yet. We say to ourselves, we coming together, we're getting there little by little. We're getting there little by little. But we're still yet not united. I will tell you why we are not united. Because we got to start from ourselves. If we don't start from ourselves, it's like the man that is coming out to make Africa great, Ibrahim Traoré, and the president of Mali, Niger. It's like those 3 countries will try their best, but we have the rest of the 51, and that's it, 4 countries now, because the lady from Namibia is part of it. So then we have 50 countries in Africa that stay behind. So this fight we are fighting, it's going to go a long way. We are still not united yet. And we are all part of the problems. Our government is part of the problems. We ourselves part of the problems. I'll give you, for instance, at job places. You see Africans working together. And you see African American, or let's say Black American. We don't get along. The West don't get along with the East. The East don't get along with the West. The South don't get along with everybody. The North don't get along with everybody. Once we change the mindset, we refresh our memory and refresh our mindset, we will be one of the powerful people in the world. All we need right now, I'm seeing unity. Yes, I'm proud of it. I'm seeing unity. I'm seeing our brothers and sisters, African American, they're pushing this. I'm seeing African pushing, but they got some Africans not pushing it at all. It's so sad. Some president haven't even come out and say, oh, don't touch this country. This country is part of Africa. Only few presidents are doing it. It's so sad. It's so sad. We should stop blaming the West. I know the West got problem with what we're going through, but why can't we fix it? We don't need the West. We have everything in that continent that we have everything. We don't even need the West, not one single country that is not part of Africa we need. We don't even need nobody because we have everything, we can produce everything. Everything that was created in this world was a Black man that created it. You're talking about the stoplight, Black man. Even the internet that we on right now was the Black man. A lot of stuff the black man invented, but where are they now? It's the white men are taking credit for it. So we have to change our mindset first. Y'all seeing the unity, but we got a long way to go. The fight is not a fight that really gonna happen in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. You're talking about at least 10 years before the fight we will see result, because we got to stand firm.
Thank you.
The fight is not a small fight. We got to keep pushing it. We got to start changing our narrative. We got to start changing a lot of stuff. If you see a black person on the street, you say hello. Just give the person a hug. But when we see our black people, we just we frown from our job places. They would rather go to the white tea than their own people. When we're in our own country, we see our own people making furniture. We'd rather go to the people from Asia that are creating that furniture, and we said our black people don't face it better. We go to Asia, the Asian man that is there, we purchase that furniture. Maybe we want TV. That person selling a TV, instead of us going there to purchase from the black man, we'd rather go to either a Lebanese man or Asian man. So the fight, we got to stop the fight from our mindset first. Then before we started doing it physical. We're still not free yet.
Thank you.
I understand. I'm not going to lie to you. Everything we're going through is the West, but what is it? We're allowing them to do the things they do every time. I'll stop there for now.
Thank you. All right, we'll come to Iffy. Welcome. I hope I pronounce your name good. A-F-I-A. Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock here in Pennsylvania. I just want to greet everybody and say hello and thank you for having me on the panel. Yep. As a person living here in Pennsylvania in the United States, I am very worried when I tell you I'm worried about seeing the fact that the U.S. is getting involved. I have seen the mindset of how this country thinks, from a white person to a black person that I'm dealing with, and also with other African nations when I'm dealing with them. I'm a nurse and I work with all kinds of people.
Okay.
And my very, very biggest concern right now is that I am very afraid that they are going to use coming to Ivory Coast as a way in. The fact that even the Ivory Coast president's wife is white already tells me why, as some Africans, we are sitting there allowing white people to infiltrate, even through marriage. And because what a woman tells her husband on pillow talk makes a big difference. Yeah. I wish all countries would have stopped them from coming in and not have received him at all, and to even delay the idea of him coming. Right now, with this young man, Ibrahim Traoré, doing the things he's doing, if all leaders can take a page out of his book and stand up to the Europeans, to the West, the Americans, everybody. Our country is rich. I'm from Ghana. It's rich. All of Africa is rich. But yet we have children walking around with flies around them, bloated. The toilet system is messed up. The roads are not even fully completed. While Europe and the rest of the world is thriving. Why? It's our leaders as well. Because it's the leaders that are corrupt. It's the leaders that are taking the money and sending their children to boarding schools, building themselves nice homes, while their countrymen are starving, are begging. If the leaders can stand up and change their mindset of the new millennium, the new Gen Z children of today. I'm a mother with 3 children, you know? If we can see that we can come together as leaders and stop the white man from coming in and taking the raw materials for free or even very cheap. If we want to charge them right now and say, no, you're going to pay 300% the amount, like the way China is sitting here going back and forth with Trump, how much money we can make because they need us. We don't need them. We only think we need them because we've let them take control. We still have the mindset of our ancestors that were afraid when the white men came off the boat. Of course, they should be afraid. Even if we have sticks, even if we have arrows, when a white man comes off from Spain or coming from England off the boat in the 14th century, and they're sitting here and they're pointing a gun and they shoot you and you see your brother next to you fall down, you think it's witchcraft. You'll be afraid. You will let them put you in chains not to die. So that mentality we had back then was because we didn't have the knowledge of weaponry and the way the world was changing back then. But today we know everything. Why should we be afraid to say no? This is the new generation where we say no, you can't have it. And if it's going to bring war, it's the time for Africa to stand up together, united. Because if we all stand against them, look how big the continent is with all the people together. India itself already has billions of people. China has billions. How much more the whole continent of Africa? Who can come against us? We're afraid. And that's the mentality they have put in us for centuries. The audacity of us to stand up to them. We have to stand up for this man and we have to take a lead from him in our own homelands. Because this is the day to fight today. If we can win, what can't we do? They can't take nothing from us. We can charge so much money for every raw materials. We can take our reserves back. We can close down the oil mines, the diamond mines, and say, no, you know what, we're taking over. Even if you own it, Elon Musk, so what? We're taking it back. What can Elon do? The same way America is, we can do it here. Oh, I'm finished.
Thank you. Thank you, my sister. All right, we'll come to GMC. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
can you guys hear me?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Brother, thank you for the opportunity you are giving me to speak on your live. So there's some things I wanted to point out. I'm not here to be too long. So there's some things I wanted to point out. So we shouldn't lose sight of the fight though, because the real issue in Ivory Coast is not the people, it's the government, it's the president. That's the real issue in Ivory Coast.
But the people make the government.
What?
The people make the government.
Exactly, but do you know how many Ivorians die for this guy to be president?
Don't use on the live, brother.
All right, yeah. All right. So basically, a lot of people just like lost their life in those kind of stuff. You understand? So at the end of the day, we shouldn't lose sight of the fight of the enemy. The enemy is not the Ivorian people. The enemy is the government. You know, because basically what Ivorian are seeing their houses being destroyed, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. The government just using its power to destroy people's life in Ivory Coast, and nobody's seeing and nobody's talking about it. So Ivorian is under the oppression of the government itself. So it's not an Ivorian issue. It's not like so Ivorian is okay that the US or France is just using Ivory Coast as a base to just to take down Ibrahim Traoré. That's not the thing. That's not the thing. We as Ivorian, we are standing with Ibrahim Traoré, and we really approve his fight, because what he's doing is not only for Burkina Faso, it's for the entire Africa, especially for black people. So at the end of the day, we shouldn't lose sight of the fight, of what's going on. We have to be squarely focused on the enemy, and the enemy is not Ivorian people. The enemy is the government. So basically, that's one thing. And the second thing I wanted to point out, the second things I just wanted to bring it up is that the real issue, I mean, white people, don't get me wrong though, white people for sure is basically the main enemy. But the real issue is African, is us, is African people. You understand? Because we are ready to do whatever it takes, to at the end of the day to meet our needs. We are ready to do whatever it takes. The issue is not white people. We shouldn't point to white people directly. We have to point to black people itself, especially African people, because at the end of the day, we are not focusing on how can we better, especially those leaders from African countries, we are not focusing on the people. We are not focusing on investing on the people. How they can develop their country, how they can do whatever it takes for their country to be like one of the main countries in Africa. They don't do it. Basically, they're squarely focusing like on themselves. How can they better their life? How can they better the life of their family and all of those kind of things? So at the end of the day, if we have to come together, we have to get rid of this mentality. Because the enemy, first of all, is not white people, is not like American, is not like European. The enemy is African people themselves. Because if we want to go against like the main enemy, which is white people, we have to come together. And we cannot come together if there's trader, if there's sellout between us. It's not going to work. So there's things, those kind of things you have to keep in mind, though. No, you have to keep in mind. I mean, I really approve what Ibrahim Traoré is doing, and I really encourage him. I really pray for him, and hopefully, he can succeed in what he's doing. You know. So basically, that's all I wanted to say. Though, don't call Ivorian people like trader and all those kind of things, because the president in Ivory Coast right now. Because I'm saying it because I'm Ivorian. I know what's going on. I witnessed what's going on in Ivory Coast. It's like the president itself is not Ivorian. He wasn't born in Ivory Coast. He's from Burkina Faso. And that president is going against his brother, Ibrahim Traoré. And that's the same thing that happened to Thomas Sankara. That's the same thing. They used his friend. And that friend was like Blaise Compaoré. And it was from Burkina Faso. Ivorian has nothing to do with what's going on. Nothing. It's just that we are basically we are compelled to basically witness what's happening. We have nothing to do with it. So basically, that's basically what I wanted to add, and basically I'm done.
Thank you. Welcome to Prince here. Prince, welcome. You can count to 3. Prince, you there? You're not ready to talk. We're gonna let you go. Somebody go ahead.
Hey, thank you. I thank you, freedom fighter. I mean, you hit you didn't miss at all. My name is Tammy. I'm born in the West, in the belly of the beast. My ancestors were brought here as descendants of war, made slaves here in America. And hey, we live through systemic racism here. These beasts. I'm in a beast system. So the kings of this system are cannibalistic. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want you to have anything. As a matter of fact, they go to the extreme to things I would speak of, but I don't want to speak of on here. What they do to children here. How they kidnap people and sell melanin here. Melanin on the black market here in America. See, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the most evil people that ever existed on the face of the earth. The descendants of Esau, the Edomites. This is who we're dealing with. They will never change. They will never accept. They will never stop until everyone and everything is gone. They're like a plague on the earth. This is what these people are. They will never change. There might be a remnant of them somewhere, but the majority of them has embodied.
I don't know what happened to her line.
And so that's why they go to other countries and destroy and conquer and enslave and do whatever it is that they can do. Murder. This is what they do. They enslave children. They ship children in cargo here to there. They are sick, right? This is who we're dealing with. So they are infiltrating countries because they play on people's greed. That's what they do. If people are weak, they infiltrate. This is what they do. We can't build here in America. They have destroyed everything we have ever built. We can't unite here in America. They send police. They send murders. They send whatever they can do. They don't want any unification. So this is scary for them, right? They can't fathom it. America taking control of the world, losing their power is what they're doing. They're losing right now. So they're grasping at straws. So they're grasping at Burkina Faso because they want to control the wealth of America. They want to control the wealth of the world, but they're losing. They're going to lose. It's already written. They've already lost. But we're in the war right now. So we have to unite. We have to detach from mass consciousness. That's why I'm here in America, but I don't go along with everything here in America. I don't watch their movies. I don't watch their TV. I don't listen to their music because it is a program and they will program you. And even in education, same thing. They give you information to regurgitate. That's it. They don't give you real education here. They take the truth and turn it into a lie. They put a little bit of truth in there and mix it in with a whole bunch of lies. So this is where we are. So I didn't have a whole lot to say, but I just want to say thank you. I stand behind Burkina Faso 100%. Any leader, I was so proud to see Ibrahim Traoré. I was so hurt when they assassinated our other leaders here in America and abroad. So, that's who I am. That's, and that's why I'm on this panel. I didn't have a whole lot to say, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Ame. Before we come to power here, God's power, I want for everybody to tap the screen a little bit. Let's take the number up a little bit, because the more we tap the screen, the more the message get across to other people. So let's tap a little bit, please, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that a little bit. Let's tap the screen.
Yeah.
And we'll go to God's power. Welcome,
I have an announcement. It's going to be brief. If you in the Texas area, Dallas, Texas, there's a protest going on tomorrow. If you're in the DMV, that would be Washington, D.C., there's a protest going on. That's for Ibrahim Traoré. The protest is not for anything concerning about us, the Black people, and us, Africa, and the Americans should leave Burkina Faso alone. Because Burkina Faso not only belongs to them alone, it belongs to every Black people on this earth. So if you can share this message and pass it on, you can go on my page. There's a video there that the guy is telling people where the protest is located in Africa and also in the U.S. So if you can take that time and share that to people that you know so they can be aware of it, that would be so great. And you guys are doing also in the comment section. Can you please double tap? I'm saying the views is going down. We are not going up anymore. And the likes stay.
Where is not to cut you short, where is the place in DC and the time? A lot of people ask me.
Oh, DC and Washington, DC. I don't know the part, but I'm going to find out. But
okay.
I know it's in Washington, DC.
Yeah, it looks like that information is not available. We've been waiting for it all morning. All right, thank you.
There's a guy that, I share on my backup page. There's a video there. And I share the video, maybe I can inbox him and ask him, and see where it's located. But I know it said Washington, D.C., but he didn't give the real city in Washington, D.C. So, yeah. But I know Dallas, Texas is doing it. Dallas, Texas, downtown Dallas, Texas. Then they have one in New York, which is the Times Square in New York. That's the only place I know. So if you are in that area, then in Africa, there's few countries who is partaking in this protest. But he didn't mention South Africa. I was surprised. But I know South Africa is part of it too, because what's the guy from this FF? What's his name?
That's Malema.
Huh?
That's Malema.
Madiman, yeah, he even talks about it too. So, yeah, but he mentioned the countries in Africa that is part of it, and he mentioned the state in the U.S. that is part of it, and he mentioned a city in the U.K. that is part of it, and he mentioned a few countries in Europe that the Black people that is there, that is part of it. But he didn't mention countries in the Caribbean. Maybe we don't have no information yet. So, all right, that's the message. If you in the comment section watching on your FYP, please double tap and share the live. We are all one people. We can show support for all of us. Thank you.
I think if some of us can do check Malema's page. I know they are doing a lot of bus transportation and they are providing food and drinks to bring people to Johannesburg. New York, Times Square is 9 a.m. please. Dallas, tomorrow is Dallas City Hall at midday, 12 o'clock. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Welcome, my brother.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. I greet all of you here, family. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm speaking from Ghana, Accra. Okay. I for past almost 3 months or 4 months ago, I've been doing this and I've been doing this up to now. I always say that our ancestors should forgive us because some of us, we didn't even bother to think about Africa some years ago. We didn't bother to think about our neighbors. All I know is making money, getting married, taking care of my family and myself. I don't care about anything that is going on in the African continent. I was thinking that there's no hope. I was thinking that this is not going to be possible. So I was just worrying about with no hope for Africa. I didn't even care. When it comes to Ghana, seems like that's how weak the citizens are. But once I find out the truth, the history, everything, I prayed and begged my ancestors to forgive me because their blood still flows within us. Because when I saw a whole lot of videos, so I read some books to find the truth, what they passed through, they sacrificed for us. They were in slavery. They were killed. They fight for us. They never hold their arms
God
whilst
is
even they are in
power.
slavery.
Can you now use the kids sit on live, please,
Okay,
before the
sir.
end of
Okay,
life?
madam. Sorry.
Yeah, no, use that, please.
All of them
Yeah.
pass through so many
So
things.
everybody, before you
And
come up here, hold on. If you try to explain anything, please do not use the K word. Use on a live. Please do not use the D
yeah,
word.
okay.
Use losing people. Yeah, so they cannot ban the
Okay.
life. If they already
So,
don't like what we're doing already, and that's the only platform we
okay.
have, especially TikTok, give us the opportunity to share our message across. Thank you.
Okay. So they unalive them, and there are so many things that we, new generation, we have, find out the whole truth. This is my first thing that I always feel sorry, and I thank God that I'm back to my senses. My sisters and brothers, please, let's stop blaming ourselves. It has been so long, generation to generation, that Africans have been blaming ourselves for so long. Right now, this situation that we are in, there's no need to blame ourselves. Your enemy is your enemy. A betrayer is a betrayer. There is no way we will accept that because our neighbors, some of the Africans have accepted to betray Africa. That doesn't mean the enemy is not our enemy. We should accept that. No matter how they have tried to manipulate our own, try to use our own to fight against us, that doesn't mean our enemy is not at fault. No, our enemy is our enemy. And someone who has decided to betray us is a betrayer. No matter what, we should stop blaming ourselves. We have been blaming ourselves for generation to generation. This situation we are in to fight. We are in to stand no matter what. Tomorrow morning, wherever you are, come to Independence Square, Accra, Ghana. We are marching to all the embassies. It's not only France and US embassies, all the Western embassies here. We are marching there that they should leave immediately.
That's good.
We are marching. There is a military base in Ghana, in Accra, Terminal 1. They are there. We are forcing, making sure that they should leave. US, they control Ghana.